Welcome back. Welcome. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. We're all Bitcoin Maxis. So today, let's talk about side hustles to stack your way into the Bitcoin 1% club. Now, some of these are gross, but they work. All right, they work. Now, please pay attention in this video. It's very important if you're serious about trying to get into the 1% club. It's very important to not click off of this video. And I'm not just saying that for views. I'm not saying that for likes. I'm genuinely trying to help you all. I'm not Mr. Beast where I'm using a timer, trying to keep you hooked. I'm not doing that. I'm making these videos for people that genuinely are serious about stacking Bitcoin and want to make their financial future work for them and not just want to be lazy. All right. I'm not saying that's you personally, but some people I know on here probably will do that. So let's talk about the first one, freelance gigs. For example, writing, designing something, or being a virtual assistant. Now that would bring in $200 to $500 roughly a month. You can use platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Now, I'm going to get into how much Bitcoin a year this would yield or generate you. And I'm going to also let you all know that how much roughly you can save a year with it. Now, delivery apps. For you all that actually watch my videos, subscribe to the channel, and you all follow my content. You guys have been here for a while. Now, you all know the story that I gave. My buddy lost his job at Tesla, and he was able to work for DoorDash, and he's been able to stack point 0.1, being serious, even paying his bills, even through paying his bills and the maintenance on his car, he was still able to make it work, hit point 0.1, and now I believe he surpassed that. So he did that. So that would bring in $300 to $600 a month, and it's flexible. You can work nights or weekends, and you can pick your hours, and how bad you want to get out there and make that money is up to you, right? Now, part-time retail and warehouse. This is a big one, okay? Now, we are getting into the holiday season. It is October, and now retailers and warehouses are going to need extra help in order to be able to fulfill the holiday season demand. A lot of times people that work those jobs get extra hours, and sometimes they have to stay overtime. So you get time and a half or double time, right? So that's a good one. And that would bring in around $400 to $800 a month. It's consistent hours and consistent income. So that's definitely a good side hustle to get into. Now, online tutoring, $300 to $700 a month. You could teach math, English, or test prep. Now, if you speak another language, that's perfect, because for me, I wanted to learn Spanish. So I went and sought out a tutor. I personally paid a tutor. And so that's another example. If some people speak, another language, then like if you speak Chinese, speak Korean, anything, right? Then there's going to be a market for it because somebody else is going to want to learn that. You could teach math as well. A lot of people aren't good at math. You could teach that online. Now, $300 to $700 a month. I don't know if I covered that. Now, another big one is selling on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. What I used to do is I used to flip shoes. I'd buy them online for a big discount, and then I'd flip them in my local area and offer up, and I would make pretty darn good money doing that. I don't really do it anymore, but I used to do that, and I was making a good amount of income from that as a side hustle, and I was putting that towards my Bitcoin. And you can also go to, for example, you can go and a discount store, and you can go and source things and see how much they're selling. But of course, it takes the effort. You can't just expect it to show up at your front door. All right. Now, content creation is another big one. Now, you can do a YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram content creation, $50 to $500 a month around. You can build an audience over time. This takes patience. Now, you can't make a channel talking about or educating people, for example, on how to build a cake, and then another video randomly about I stepped on a bug. People are going to be like, why is this person making educating videos on building cakes or educating me on how to properly bake cakes, put them together, and then they're talking about stepping on the bugs. Is the bug in the cake? Now I'm concerned that the bug is in the cake. No, okay, we can't do that. Now, another one, it's gross, but it works, is going and trying to become a plumber. Now, they make substantial income, and so you can also do that. That's a side hustle that you can do. Another one is you can go, I mean, it's gross, again, but it works, is collecting bottles. So if you, for example, see bottles in a trash can, go and do that, right? And then you can go and recycle them. For me, I personally hold all my recyclables. So if I, for example, buy sparkling waters that are in glass bottles, if I buy gallon waters, I save those, and that's pretty much how I recycle. That's just me though. Other people might not do that. My buddy does that. He went and bought trash cans at Home Depot, and he saves all of his bottles. So let's talk about how much that would get you a year. Now, from the side hustles, $200 a month, a side hustle would generally save you $2,400 a year, and that would be, you'd be able to get 0.0214, probably a little bit less now that Bitcoin has gone up from the time of me writing this down. However, just a little bit under. Now, $500 a month extra would annually would be 6,000 a year, so 0.0536 Bitcoin a year, probably a little bit less now, but in that general category. $800 a month, 9,600 a year, 0.0857 for the year. Okay, so these side hustles, you can also add them together. So if you want to do, for example, stuff on Upwork, right? You can do something on Upwork, and then you can make another side hustle where you're like, hey, I'm going to go work DoorDash in addition to that. You can combine these. That's the cool thing about side hustles, is you don't just have to stick to one thing. However, you have to make sure that you're not going to burn yourself out either, trying to do both of these, and then one day you're just like, oh, it's too much for me. Everything's a balance, but everything's about your mindset as well. As long as you take care of yourself and you get enough sleep, you eat right, you keep your mind good, you exercise, then you're going to be in a better place mentally. So I always say being financially wealthy and building your financial wealth is really about your mindset as well, because a lot of people don't understand that how you feel is how much you're going to make decisions. And if you want to get into that Bitcoin 1% club, you're going to be able to do it. But the thing is, it's going to take you being consistent with everything and saying, look, I can do this. But you have to tell yourself every day, I can do this. And don't cave in when things get hard, because when things will get hard, sometimes life gets hard, but life rewards people that try. And that's the good thing about life. As long as you try, as long as you stick to your goals and it's healthy, you'll get there. So I'm going to come on and make this video. Let's get to 1,500 subs by the end of the month, please. I would really appreciate it. Please comment on side hustles that you think were good in this video, or ones that you would also recommend, and let me know everybody's thoughts. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, supporting the channel. At least let's keep stacking. Mr. Bitcoin Maxi, we're all Bitcoin Maxis. You all have a good day.